back again, it's sorted, part 3. Now, in the last part we removed the cylinder head off the block. In this part hopefully we're going to get the cylinders, well some of the cylinders out and the pistons. I've already removed the sump and I didn't want to video it because it takes a long time. There's hundreds of bolts and it's quite straightforward, so it's a wee bit tricky. If you've got a good seal there, you can wreck your seal. So now what we're going to do is turn it upside down, and I've put some kitchen, heavy duty kitchen paper in where the cam followers are so they don't fall out. Just to keep them in because we're not going to go down that deep, we're not going to be taking them out. So now I'll just go to spin the engine over and watch for any oil running out. Just this to lock up. Yep. That's it, upside down and locked in place. We're going to remove the big end caps and the whole cylinder and piston assembly will come out at the same time. We're only going to do number 1 and 4 then now because the 2 of these are up at top, the bottom dead centre, and then we can get to the bolts quite easy to undo them. Now I'm just going to find a socket that's big enough to take them off. Excuse the nick in the garage, I've been stuck in a bag in here and there. And I think they're, let's take a big guy, 13s or 14s. So, just pause it, I'll roll when I'm getting into a bag. Right, I finally found the size of socket we need. It's a 14mm on the main bearing caps. I might need, I'm just going to slang these off. So I'm going to slang off number 1 and number 4. Doing this through an ordinary ratchet because they're not that tight that the ratchet won't do it. But when we're putting them back on, we'll torque them into the right spec. So I'm probably going to need a wee on here, a couple of minutes.
What you want me to do?
I'll catch the cylinder and the piston at the same time. It's going to fall out. And what we want to do is make sure all the caps go back on exactly the same way they separate. So drop the nut for that down there as well. Can you see it? We'll dig it out after. Just then we'll see what we can do, concentrating removing these. And right now they don't want to come out that way. Typical. So what we'll do is we'll spin it and that takes it out. So
What's that?
basically that's number 1.
What is here?
Rod, piston out, and the cylinder as well at the same time. I'm off on that, so I put it back on. Put the nuts back on. You can see the bearings in there are all really new. I put them in. There's not been ran with them in it yet, so and the rings are new as well, so they don't need redone. Just be a case of replacing the cylinders and shimming them up, making sure it's all spot on. New leaks. So that's number one, and we'll just set that aside. Ideally we're wearing gloves, but I don't have any at the moment, so I'm just going to have to wipe my hands. And this engine's pretty clean anyway, so I'm not going to get too dirty off it. So now we're going to do the same here. Get this one out. These are all on tight now, so just for the cylinder. Undo the nuts. Try and trap this one down there. Basically that's us nearly back. Same position as it was before. Get a wee shake. We use the hammer a wee bit. And there we go. That's number 4. I'll put the cats back on the way they come off.
Is that one okay?
The bearing shields and all are fine, and it's only been rotated, it's never been run, so you can see the crank's in good shape. It's not got any scoring, or the old bearings didn't have much marks on them at all. I just done them out of the fact that they'd had them stripped in, we may as well replace them. Yeah. So that's 2 of them out. And I'm reluctant to take them all out at one time in case they all get muddled up. So ideally,
What about numbering them down there?
I've numbered them on the top, but I like to put masking tape on them as well, just to make sure they don't mess it up, because that one's already got some masking tape on it. That's number 4. That's facing the front, so it's okay. Number 4 in the front, that's fine. So, other than just give us a wee wipe, I'm pretty much done with that now. And what we want to be doing next is we're going to remove the piston out the sleeve altogether. Just need a wee one maybe, or we'll just get a wee one just to hold it so we can push it out. I don't want to damage the piston rings. Right, that's it. Just basically. So that's number 1 out. Away. The rings on it. I'm just going to leave it on the cardboard so it doesn't get any damage. And there's the sleeve. Now, before putting in, trying to replace anything, it'd probably better to measure up and make sure that the ones we're going to replace them with are the exact same ones, and they should be lying about here somewhere. Right, so we're going to check and make sure these are the same before we go any further. Otherwise, this will be just a big waste of time, and we'll have to wait until I find the right ones. And looking at them, they look pretty much same height. Pretty much same. As you can see, the old ones obviously all rusty and had its use. You can see the scoring on the inside if you look now with the camera. Well, the real reason I'm going to be replacing these, well, the marking, and it was rust basically when water entered the cylinder after the gasket. That's what happens if you lie up a long time, and probably just water was in it as well, so that hasn't helped. So, looking at the height and all that looks much the same. We've just got to check the diameter. They look pretty much the same as well. So, good shout. We need to order the other two. And we'll have a whole set and we'll fit them all. So in this, there's not really much more I can do in this episode. What I'm going to do just now for a check is to turn it back up the right way round. We'll try fitting these new ones in, seeing if they fit in alright, and look at it. I'm going to do the job. Now, careful. Back up. Right, so what we'll do is we'll just use a bit of roll, kitchen roll and stuff. We'll go in here, clean the seats where we're going to sit. And you'll see for the old one as well, the seals are actually just copper. They're like wee copper shims, and they've got to be exactly in the right place before you can put the head on. It's probably just sticking above this block surface a wee bit. I think it's about 20 or something, and you can get these shims in different thicknesses, so you've got to really shim it to suit the new cylinder. It might not be an exact straight swap for the old one. You may need to shim it to make it to sit right at the right height. Now, with this sleeve sitting now, it feels a wee bit just under. It feels like a wee bit under the block height. So I'm going to put the seal on off. Where I would have held to put it up. It's up there. A wee bit absolutely. Must have been on a drink at the new year.
For lack of it.
Probably like it. Yeah, like it. Should be on it more often. But, I'll put in this old seal just a minute to see where it sits, to see if this is roughly the right size. And I've got some new ones in a bag in that cupboard somewhere. I'll dig them out. But you can measure the thickness of these with a wee micrometer, I think. One of the digital gauges for this. That feels pretty close to the original one, but again I don't know, because we're going to have to put a dial gauge on it. And the next time we'll do that, because I'm going to have to get all the details first, or the technical shit off of the manual, which got all the details of what the specs should be on the height and that. Which I notice here as well, these new ones seem to fit a wee bit tighter against the side of the block as well than the old ones. And hopefully that's going to be just a good thing. Because I really don't want to put us back together and find out the fucking thing's leaking. Because I certainly don't fancy having to strip out and do it again. I've actually been tempted to stick some instant gasket on the bottom of there and seal them down when you put the head down, just before you put the head down, so it's no set until the head's down. just to make sure no water leaks into the sump. Because that's how it happens is once you lift the heat off them, if you don't put a clamp on them and you clamp them down so that the water doesn't leak for the block into the sump, which was happening on this. Before it was like 3 litres water, 2 litres oil, which was committed when we got it. So far so good. These look like they're going to do the job. What we're going to do is get all the specs together, check them, make sure they're on the right, they're all correct before we put them in and put the pistons in them. Because really we can't go much further until we get the other two anyway. We can't put the heat back down now. But you'll notice I brought a gasket set for it, so you can get a whole tap end gasket set. It's about 30 quid or something. You can get them online, eBay or whatever. It gives you really all the gaskets and seals for the tap end. It gives you the valve seals as well. All the gaskets for the manifolds. The main heat gasket and then your rocker cover. And it gives you new spacers as well. Oil, water pump seals. It's quite comprehensive.
How much did you get that for?
It's about 30 quid as I said. Yeah, 30 something like that. Online on eBay. That's where I buy most of my stuff.
These came from Mumbai, is it?
And I think they came from India somewhere.
India.
Yeah.
So that. How long did you wait?
Probably a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks.
Because we ordered them like just on the borderline of the Christmas rush, so it took a wee bit of time. But I'm glad you're able to buy these parts because
I know.
had these not been fixable, basically in an old conventional engine where these are all actually built into the block would have been maybe a less scrap because you couldn't really afford to buy a new block, and I don't think you could buy a new block for one of these anyway.
That's why you're finding a lot of people are buying
to put
engines.
it into an engineering place and to get new re-sleeved and all that would cost a fortune, you know what I mean? Probably more than the engines worth. More than the car's worth even. I've checked out the prices, engineering costs are quite dear now to get certain things done on certain motors. But again, I'm just using what's available on eBay and stuff. I'm saying parts, new parts where you can find them. You can get plenty of second-hand parts for these old camper vans on there as well, all good used ones. There is people who deal in these camper vans and sell parts only for these type of camper vans as well, which are quite good, and there's a lot of specialist parts you do need to buy for them. They're not just the same as anything else and you can interchange them. So hopefully we'll get this up and running again at some point in the near future. Right, so we're going to take the other one out and check that's as good as well. So we'll get to the box. Sealed this one well. Is there a knife error in? I can cut this. That's alright. That'll be before I'll get it. Right, so this is going to be the number 4. I'm not really expecting that to be any different. What's the same? Looks much the same. This one, just turn it upside down and check out the diameter. Like much the same again. So, what I'll do is I'll put a seal on it now. So I'm going to replace these seals, I'll put new ones on because these have already been done. used just in case they would cause any leaks. They've not been used, so they probably would be alright, but just to be safe I'll put new ones on. What I'll do is I'll seat this one half into it. And this one actually feels like it's sticking out a wee bit more than the other one. Again, I'll not be able to check it until I put a dial gauge on it, which is something I don't use often, so bear with me and we'll figure it out. See, this one may need a finger shim on it. That's another shim. And this seems to be sticking up a bit too much. Try this one without a shim on it just to see what it says. Give me some here. I'll just get another wee glue in there. Make sure I get a shim in there. Or not. Actually feels but same as that with the shim, so what I'm going to do is try swapping them round just to see what the difference is.
Why would it make a difference swapping them round?
Because it may be a difference in the block. Height, over here. Bad anyway. See how that feels. See now that makes me wonder what the hell. Because so what I'm going to have to do is this one, I think I'm going to have to use a wee shim. Well, once the dial gauge is on, we'll know how much out it is. If it's out at all, might be alright. Okay, we'll put this one up. The thing is, these things are probably made in kind of mass production. You'll probably find sometimes uni-manufacturer ones have got wee marks on them. It's specifying the height where it's sitting and width. They should know by how many wee notches on it is what the thickness of the shim should be.
And what price range are they from when you ordered them?
What are we talking, cylinders?
Mm-hmm.
They're on about 39, 40 quid each, roughly. You maybe get a deal if you buy the whole four at the same time. Again, that was online. And these are listed for the Peugeot 504, I think. Engine, that's pretty much the same engine. With the shim on it seems a wee bit high, but it's meant to be a wee bit high anyway, so probably for the shim to seat properly beneath, so probably come down a bit. But again, I'll need to dial gauge it, so I've got these measurements exactly where it should be, or else it won't work right. It'll probably cause leaks and God knows what. So I say it's the first time I've dealt with an engine, re-sleeving the engine. What I'm going to do is put a wee drop of engine oil just in here on the inner sleeves on these new ones so they don't start to rust. I'll just use some of the fresh oil out of some just to oil them up. Probably stick one of these oily rags in there as well to start them crusting. Just until we get, I'll just need to write down the specs of the manual. Right, so there's not really much more to do here till I'm going to write down all the details. I need to get the dial gauge out and see how to use it, and then we'll check what the tolerances are and what we need, and we'll try and match them to the closest we can get to the manual specifications, so we know there's not going to be any problems with leaking heat gaskets and stuff like that. Just to know, I've put some oil on the cylinders, slip a couple of oily rags in them just to make sure they don't start to go any darkness in them. Sorry about that, I feel it's a bit raw. So what I will do now is I cover it up with a polythene sheet here, just to keep anything from getting in there or anything dropping down there or just any crap getting in there at all. So it'll be cheerio the now, and tune in the next time, and if you like what you're watching, subscribe.
So if you like watching Scott, what he's doing, building the engine from Talbot Express, please give us a like or a subscribe. It helps dearly. Thanks, since it's a new YouTuber. Get it sorted.
Right.